Good. Yeah. I haven't heard. Yeah. Have fun. All right, folks. Our first ever. Hey, Murray. So we are getting ready to start the first ever Scotch doubles BFS match. Murray and Scarborough will be shooting first. Their rack and break. It is rack your own. It is a race to 5. BCA rules. Either player can rack for their team. Person breaking does not have to be the racker also. As you can see on the scoreboard there, their combined Fargos are listed. So Murray and Scarborough are 857. Eli and Crystal are 844. So a mere 13 points separates these two. This should be a pretty good match. Like I said, it's our first ever Scotch doubles. And I have a feeling this might be a popular format and more people will want to do it. After last night's match between John and Marty, there will be some new matches scheduled and another Scotch doubles one as well. So we will see more of these, I'm sure.
Here we go. Looks like Murray and them won the lag, so they're breaking first. Looks like they chose not to use a magic rack, and she didn't get much action out of that break. So it's got some really big clusters up in there. So this is probably going to be one of those racks that's going to be some safety games and some safety play, depending on how aggressive they all want to be.
Yeah, that big cluster there is going to make a run out much more difficult. And so, yeah, I think there will be more safety play and just to extend this game. So now, from what I was told from Murray, her and Scarborough have played together before. Crystal and Eli have not. This is their first venture playing together. So they came in early, did some practice. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. Also, for people out there in streaming land, we have a little crowd that came in to watch. So we got a bunch of people back here behind the camera watching the match, and of course there's a bunch of regulars and locals that are in here playing pool and got the music jamming. So it should be a pretty fun time. Good environment right now.
Yeah, I like that. We get a little crowd in here that comes in specifically to watch these matches, and show support. For the most part, they're people who have played in one before, or have one coming up, something to that effect. But there's a crowd that comes in. But when I first was setting this up, Murray told me that her and Scarborough have played together before. Imagine in some lower valley tournaments, something like that. Crystal and Eli, this is their first go around playing as Scotch doubles partners. So they came in a little early to practice.
Yeah, and I've seen Scarborough around a bunch, but I've never really played him. Never really seen his game, so I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know how aggressive he is or how quick he'll go to the safety side of the game. We're gonna find out, I'm sure. I know Murray. She thinks through the racks pretty good. She takes her time. We watched her play Chelsea in one of these BFS matches, and she's not afraid to go to the safety game if she needs to, and she'll definitely go aggressive if that's what it calls for her. And same with Crystal and Eli. So I'm assuming Scarborough's probably similar to that. I'm curious to see how that is.
And since coaching is allowed, if he's being overly aggressive or somebody is, I'm sure their partner can let them know. And now, like I said, this is BCA rules. So as far as the coaching goes, the two players cannot be at the table talking. One can be at the table and one away, and they can talk out loud. They can both step away from the table and huddle up and talk then. Um, they can switch places at the table if one partner wants to, like the non-shooting partner wants to take a better look at the layout. They can trade the shooting partner and stand at the table and take a look around, but they just cannot be at the table together.
Nice. I like that. I like that you went with the BCA rules for this because I think that'll. I honestly think coaching that style in Scotch doubles is helps speed the game up too.
It does, and one thing too about also doing the BCA rules is that because all these players go to Lincoln City, so this will help them to stay in tune with the rules that will be used over there.
So Eli just played a safety, and he played a really good safety. Perfect speed, really locked him up on the backside of this stripe.
I'm going to go watch this hit.
He's going to be kicking at this 3-ball, it looks like, and we're just going to watch, make sure he doesn't hit the 8, so we'll be able to... Oh, he's shooting away. He can see the edge of the 3. Very nice. Yeah, so he wasn't dead froze on that ball then. There was a little bit of gap, it looks like. So he got a good hit. Left Crystal and Eli some shooting that they can do, but they do have some problems down here.
He could see just the edge of that 3-ball where he could nick it, and so that's what he was opting instead of like kicking at something. And so, out of good sportsmanship, he calls me over. It wasn't Eli and Crystal asking me to watch. He called me over to come watch, knowing that it was going to be close. So, good sportsmanship is all around. Which, of course, we promote. We like that. We like to see that.
So I'm curious to see how. I know this is Eli and Crystal's first time. I'm curious to see how they kind of manage their play here playing Scotch, because I know for myself, I've played a lot of Scotch, and I've played Scotch with different women of different skill levels. And one thing that I do, just because there's a big difference in skill level between Crystal and Eli. Eli is at least 100 points higher than Crystal, I believe.
Yeah.
So there's going to be shots throughout the racks where it would be preferred to have the higher skill level player shooting the shot, whether it be a breakout or a specific positional shot. I'm curious how Eli's gonna work through that or manage that. I know that there's times I look at a rack, and when I'm playing Scotch, depending on what needs done, I might choose a different ball here and there and won't take the standard route, just because I want to make it so that when it gets to that point in the rack, I'm the one shooting that shot versus my partner. I'm not sure if Eli's played enough Scotch doubles to think about things like that.
I'd have to say probably not. And from watching them play earlier, because we all got here a little early, so I played by myself against the two of them. And, they just try to pocket ball. There's not a whole lot going on there. And I told them to make sure you're trying to play more specific. Look at where you're trying to get to. Try to get on the correct side of balls. But now that the match has started, I think they're just back to pocketing balls and the occasional safety. But
yeah, it could be because right there, Eli had some options, but he chose to go safe. And I know that I got here not early, but just a little bit of their play before this match started, and I made a comment to Eli about like, hey, what are you gonna do with the 8-ball down there? Like, you haven't addressed that at all, type of thing. And he just told me, he's like, right now, he goes, I'm just shooting balls and having her shoot balls. I want to make sure we're in stroke so that we can actually, play pocket balls and do what we need to do when we're up there. And I didn't fault him for that. I mean, obviously, you want to play, practice how you're supposed to play. But yeah, I'm curious to see if he's gonna change and play in the specific manner that he should. And it looks like he is so far. He had some chances there, but he played a safety off that 12 to maintain control. So that was a good choice.
Yeah, that was pretty smart play. Instead of trying to swing at something, and he's still trying to maintain a smart game. And in doing so, that will also help Chris play a better game. This being the first game, they got all the nerves and everything of everybody watching and the stream and whatnot. So they're going to miss probably a few extra shots that they normally wouldn't, but they'll settle in. Both sides will, and should be good. I see Rodney Barney saying hello in the chat. Hey Rodney, how you doing, buddy?
Scarborough just made a pretty good shot. Got his 4 and 5 separated. I don't think either one of them go down in this bottom right-hand corner, but I think the 5 has a good chance if you played it to here so that it came off this ball and went in, and it could open up that pocket for the 4 ball. So true. I think if she shoots the 6 up into this top left corner, if she wants to roll to a spot where he can do that and be able to hold position for the 4, and I think she got perfect.
It does look that way. I think she did get perfect for that shot you just drew up. I mean, he's like, doesn't have to do anything, just hit it almost like perfectly straight, and it's like right on the correct line.
Yep, yeah, and if he just plays a little bit of draw, and brings the cue ball back, then she should have a good shot at the 4 into that pocket when it's done. And
yeah, he could even roll forward and let her shoot the 4 on the side.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just like that. Oh, he missed the stripe.
So the thing is, there is a method to aiming those, and I'll see if I can draw it out real quick. But if you have a ball, and then this distance right here, not the full distance from the rail nose to the ball, it's half of that, and then you double it backwards this way, and then this would be your aiming point. So then you're shooting your ball at that, and it comes off and goes forward. I don't know if any of that made sense after I draw fast, but
it did not. So we'll have to talk about that on a break because you showed me before. I do it sometimes, but the
one I showed you is my aiming for the.
Yeah.
This one is a little different, and it's more like a universal common one. What a great shot that was, huh?
Wow. Yeah, that was a very confident shot. Really.
Yeah,
confident.
And it's little unlucky that the 5 stayed in the way, but man, that was a pretty aggressive move, pretty good move. He drilled it and he clipped the ball like he wanted.
Well, and they were in a bad spot the way their balls were sitting after that 5 ball set up there, so that was a pretty smart choice too.
Yeah. It could be too. They both are working on their first drink. That might be helping them get settled down.
Oh, she got there. It was a great shot.
Did. Yeah. She got on looks like a little bit on the correct side even to let it, be a little more natural to get out and get down table.
So what are you, if this is you, what are you trying to attempt here? I mean, I guess for your partner, because I know that I would try to get down in here somewhere for the 15 so that I could play short side of the 12, but what would you be trying to do here?
Well, I think we're looking at the same thing, but we were looking at different sides. You're thinking you said you'd come into this area, which is what he just tried to do. That was a pretty solid move. But yeah, I would have been looking the same, maybe to try to come over here. But yeah, going to my way makes a smaller window because of the 8 ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Your side gives a lot bigger margin for error, and no matter what, you're always going to have that angle to come back over here. Whereas mine, if I end up funny or whatever, I'm hooked.
Yeah, and coming over to my side, like over in here, I mean, if I get good, where you can just roll the ball in and have the cue ball come off for shape, great. But if you get too much of an angle to where you can't hold shape for it, you can still play it and run into the 12. So like you said, it gives a lot of room for error. I think here Murray's probably just gonna draw off that 5 ball a little bit and leave Scarborough the shot at the 4 into the side. I think they're talking about it, so she's probably just wanting to make sure that
Yeah.
he's good with what she's wanting to do. That's a big thing in partner pool. Playing Scotch is, especially if you have good communication with your partner. There's times where, like you and I have played Scotch in big tournaments and stuff together, and it gets to a point with things like that, like this right here, to where I would ask you, like, hey, do you want me to draw back and you just play it in the side, or would you rather me play it to one of the corners? Like, what's your preference? Because I want to make sure you're shooting a confident shot, and that's probably what
Well,
Murray's trying to do too.
yeah. Well, back in the day, I wouldn't have cared where you put it.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, nowadays, yeah, a little drawback would be perfect. Then you play it 4 on the side, or in this case too, in the corner is not bad, and you're gonna have natural shape. The 8. Yeah, Billy, I see you in the chat. Yeah, it's not 1-on-1. The Fargo numbers you see there, the 857, 844, are their combined Fargos.
Well, made a good shot at it. I think he dug down into the ball there, probably wanting to avoid running into this 12 ball here. But I think I would have preferred to see him just level out his cue, not dig down into it, not risking throwing any unwanted spin on it. And it would have been okay if the cue ball came off and hit this 12, because it's still going to stay on this side over here for
Right.
the 8.
Right.
And that just increases his pocketing percentage there. But he missed the 4, so now Crystal and Eli are going to have a chance to get out here. I'd like to see Crystal put a really good stroke on this ball and get back down table for Eli. A little bit of high right.
Yeah, she would have needed to, aside from make that ball, she would have needed to hit it with some English to get that cue ball to get back up table at a potential shot at this 10 ball, because it is definitely the problem ball. However, having it block where it did, now the 8 ball's problematic for Murray, who just kind of visualized doing the 3 rail thing, but this 10 becomes very big. It's very much in the way of traveling 3 rails around. You would almost have to try to come into this area so that can come in more shallow, skip it. But
So I'm starting to see more and more people come into the chat here. Is there? I'd like to have somebody, some of you guys, let me know who's out there, who's watching, who you're rooting for. Curious. I'm assuming the Rice family's watching again. They watched Eli's last match as well. Say hi in the chat. Like to see who's out there. All right, this is one of those spots where Eli's kind of in a do or die kind of spot here. He's going to want to obviously make sure and play a shot that gives Crystal the best chance at a ball. I'm assuming I would probably play this ball up here with some probably high left.
yeah.
And I'd want to play down.
Area. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to play down to that ball for Crystal. This ball does pass the 8, correct? The 12?
To be honest, I'm not that far from it, but without getting up there and looking, I can't say for sure. It does look in the image we're seeing that it might graze on by there. If you hit it at like a pocket speed, it could rub the rail by here and still fall in. Anything with speed, anything it touches is going to keep it up.
So I'm assuming right now with him shooting at it, that ball doesn't pass the 8. But I'll be honest with you, I would rather see him shoot this ball here and
Yeah.
come over here. Oh, he's playing safe.
Man, he hit that at pretty good speed. It is blocked. That was super risky because I would have shot that other ball the same as you and then come up here into this area. And then if that 12 went by, then that's great. I would have played a 10 and come back this way. But if it doesn't, I mean, that was a great move on Eli's part. He hit that at a really good speed. Give himself a shot at getting ball in here.
See, and for me, I just he made a great shot there. Don't get me wrong, but that was not easy. That was a super delicate, tough shot. So he made a great shot. I'm more aggressive, and I feel like my percentages of playing that shot he just played versus playing the aggressive shot of playing this other ball first. I feel like my chances are better going the aggressive route. But
let me ask you here, Josh. In this position, what do you do? Do you do the one rail kick like she just did, or do you go two rails this way? Because pocketing it from the one rail is almost impossible. It's such a thin cut.
Yeah, I go two rails at it. I feel like both of them, you have a pretty high percentage chance of hitting the ball and getting a good shot or good hit. But I agree with you. I feel like the two railer gives you a better chance to pocket the 8 to win the game versus just getting a good hit.
Yeah, and see this 12, it definitely does not pass the 8 now, but they're on a good line on it. So would you shoot it now?
I would.
12 up here now.
Yeah, I would for sure. But I have a feeling they're looking at doing some kind of safety, probably something coming down like this. I just feel like you have to get near the rail down here to block the 8, and I think that is a really, really difficult thing to do speed-wise. Because if you come off the rail just a little bit over in here, the 8 ball's straight in.
Yeah, for me, I think shooting that 12 ball is the shot, just because the percentage on making it is going to be similar to pulling off a safety here. So you might as well go for the shot that solves your problems. Yeah, so I think they were trying to get the cue ball down in this area. Either way, they were going to be leaving a bank on the 8, either straight at it like it is now or a back bank. Oh, left the hanker. So
all right, little movie quiz. It just made me think of I Caught a Hanger, Sarge. Anybody know what that's from? I can tell you it's one of my favorite movies. It's in line with something that I love, so it always pops in my head when I hear people say
oh, yeah. Rounders.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know, because I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain. But
oh, my God.
But you being the big poker guy, I knew it must have had to do something with that. And then when I got to thinking about it, it kind of snuck into my brain. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but that was always a really good movie that I enjoyed as well.
Yeah, Worm got caught being a mechanic. Those jailers and cops. Hit it. Oh, a little unfortunate there. He made a great shot. I liked what he was doing there, but just came off a little far and got funny on the 10, so Crystal's going to have a tough shot.
Yeah. It's doable. And the thing is to not fire it. Just kind of roll it down. That way, if she makes it, then, there would be a shot on the 12. But yeah, that's just unlucky for it to end up behind the 10 instead of in line with it. But see, now, if she's shooting from that angle, if that scratch is in play now, it could just run across that off the 10 and scratch. Huh? they had a shot at it. It wasn't the easiest. It was a good try from Crystal's part. Oh, Rodney mentions Rounders in the chat room too, so he knows. Okay, so that 8-ball being so deep in the pocket, Murray's up there sizing up, going at it real first, which is a good idea. Usually coming from range, you don't want to hit that full and potentially follow it in. You can catch very little of the rail, and that'll be enough to keep it out. And so we got our first win. So Murray and Scarborough take the first game, and they are up 1-0. That is Eli and Crystal's rack and break.
So while Crystal's racking here, I have someone coming on to the mic. Gonna give a special shout out.
Hey, Ophelia, Cheyenne. I love you guys. Thank you for watching at home. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
And for those who don't know, that was Eli giving a shout out, sending some love home to his wife and kids that are watching the stream and rooting him on. As much as Eli loves pool, it's going to be cool to see in the future when his kids are old enough and maybe they want to play some pool league and come around and hang out with Dad, shoot some pool. There's a few families in our pool community like that, so it'd be kind of cool. My kids are all grown, but none of them care to be part of pool leagues or anything like that. My daughter has watched the streams before, which shocked, but it's kind of cool to hear that they did. And my son, Justin, my oldest boy, he's pretty active. He does a lot of outdoor sports. But when him and his buddies go hang out, they'll play a little pool, but nothing in the realm of leagues and things like that. So, just okay, They all get to choose what they want to be a part of. So,
well, for anybody out there that knows Eli but doesn't know him really well, he's as much as he loves pool, he loves his family for sure. He's pretty much always talking about them, telling us things about his wife and kids. So they're at the top of his list, and it's pretty funny. He wanted to come over and say hi to his babies and his wife, and he got emotional after he did. So that shows you how much family means to him. All right, back to pool. Actually, a pretty decent table here.
Yeah, the solids are looking pretty good. The thing they're figuring out is pretty straight on the 6-ball. Looks like she's playing the draw. She hit that really well. So that was a good shot for Murray to get the ball down there. Give Scarborough a good look at a few shots. Most likely he'll start with a 3-ball. That's in the corner there, and he can draw it back out also. Trying to play for the 1 or the 2.
Yeah, I think I would try to shoot the 3. He came off a little bit. Gonna have to probably play the 1 here. I was gonna say I'd have tried to hold down in here to shoot the 2 next, then the 7, this 4-ball, and then have the 1-ball be my key ball to the 8. But they're gonna have to go a different route. I wouldn't even mind seeing her play this 1 on this side and having the cue ball come off over into here, and then roll this 7 in, and then if they cut this 4 over here and have the cue ball come over this way, then this 2 ball, you just stop shot there, draw back a little bit, have a good shot at the 8 ball. Looks like that's what Scarbo was just telling her too, so it's not a bad plan. I kind of like it.
That's kind of the most simplistic pattern to run with the shots available. I'm sure he would have preferred to get the cue ball in this area to just roll this up and then shoot the 2, 7, 4. But because he come up short, like you said, he's going to play that in there, and then, well, he'll have Murray do that, and then have the cue ball, like you said, come up into this area. He's a little bit freaked out over the 9, but when you're in that kind of bridging position, the thing is to not to try too much. Pocket the ball, not too much speed, not too much spin. Well, ended up rolling a little far. They won't have the just roll forward option on the 4 ball, so I think what he needs to do is play this here and then draw here, leave an angle so that he can make 2 and then come back out this way with an angle, come back across this way. It's a lot tougher, but it's all about being on the correct side of the ball.
Yeah, and one thing about Poole that a lot of people need to realize is she did come a little far. But here's the thing: is you should never get frustrated, upset at your partner, at yourself. I know it's easier said than done. I get frustrated with myself regularly, but the big thing to think about is you get out of line, and you should just immediately just think to yourself, all right, new plan. You don't have to stick to your guns and try to force something that's not there anymore. You can just decide, okay, I've got a new route, I've got a new plan, I'm just going to do something different and figure out what that is, whether it's the safety or whether it's just a different route of running out. It doesn't matter, but you should never just try to force things. If you get out of line or whatever, just plan on a new, something new and try to execute that.
Yeah, and there's a little bit more angle than they probably wanted on the 2 ball, but it is a shot, not shape. Come at it with a little draw, I think, where center ball or pop would allow the cue ball to come over this way, maybe even hit into this and hold it. But now, I left. I guess the best starting shot for Crystal is this 15 in the side. In the video image here, it looks to be more of a cut than what it actually is. I'm sitting right in line with it. It's not as much of a cut as it shows on screen. And she would be able to roll the cue ball out this way. Well, that missed shot. I wasn't sure that the 9 went by there. If it did, it was going to be super tight and have to catch part of the rail. But in missing that, it causes big problems because it's hooked right here. Plus, this ball is blocked from going to the corner. So there's multiple issues here for Scarbo. Hey, Cheyenne. Yeah, Eli broke the good news to us there of number 3 on the way. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was the first thing that was said when I got here today. Told me number 3's on the way. Congratulations. Pretty awesome.
Okay, Garbo was kicking just to get a hit on their 4 ball. I failed to get a legal hit, so it's ball in hand for Eli. I think if it's me, I start with this ball. So now I can't tell for sure if she can see the 9. If she can, that's definitely going to be the shot. But yeah, I would have started with the 13 and just go right here, then take the 10 there, then the 11 there, come out, and then play those 2 balls. And I'd start with that 13 just because it's the one that requires specific shape. So I'd start with that, whereas this ball here, pretty much anywhere you could have gotten to it. So it's kind of a wasted ball in hand to use it on a ball that doesn't require work to get to. So Crystal made the 9. The 15 on the side is about the only shot Eli has right now. But for him, he needs to come and bounce out or roll to this kind of area to shoot the 10 next.
I'll be honest with you, Rich. I'm not really big into Scotch doubles myself. Me and my ex, we used to play a lot. We played really good together, done really well. I played with a few other people here and there, and always had fun. Was lucky enough to be able to play with Break and Run Haley during the Dutch Diamond League, and her and I had a break and run together. That was pretty awesome. But watching this, it's kind of made me want to play, and immediately I started thinking about pulling Melinda out of retirement and seeing if we could set up a match, even if it's not even a BFS, just some kind of match. Because I played a whole
side
season.
Pocket Melinda.
Side pocket, yeah. Side pocket. That's my side. Yeah, I can't say what we were saying.
Right.
But you know what? I played a whole city tournament with her in mixed doubles, and had a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, the cool part of playing with her is she makes balls. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You could leave her not the best of shape, but if you tell her, hey, pocket that ball there and hit it at this kind of speed with this kind of English, she drills it. And it really helps to have a partner who can do that. That way, it takes a lot of pressure off of you, where you're not so stressed out trying to do too much. You can just pocket balls, knowing that she can pocket balls too.
And for those of you that don't know what Rich was referencing there, we started the playoffs in mixed doubles league, and she could not make a shot into the side pocket. Melinda, I would leave her, like we had a break and run that we both shot really good in, and I left her just a duck sitting in the side pocket for an 8-ball, and she missed it. She couldn't make anything in the side pocket. She was so intimidated by the side pockets, which is weird to me because they're bigger.
Right.
Our whole team thought it was funny because we started a match. I think it was our second match of the tournament. And I told her, I said, you know what? You're going to learn to shoot side pockets because I am going to do things so different in this match. I'm going to force every shot so that you have a side pocket shot. I'm not going to let you steer away from them or be afraid of them anymore. And I did. I would not play the normal shot that needed to be played just so I could make sure she had to shoot a side pocket. And I'll tell you what, once she got it down, Crystal just looked at me, she heard me, and said that was so mean. But she can agree, everybody can attest to the fact that after that match, she was the side pocket killer, man. She was making everything that I left her for the side pocket, so it worked.
Yeah, it made a big difference. And, she can take that experience and what she learned there with her, so even playing women's league or anything in singles, because now, instead of trying to avoid the side pocket all the time, she can just go after it knowing full well,
Yep.
you know, she learned to kill it.
Yep. So Eli and Crystal are making it pretty good out here. He came a little far on this 13 for the side, but I'm sure he's probably telling her just to keep it simple and make the ball. She doesn't have to really force a whole lot here because
Yeah,
he
the
can-
thing is, it's spell speed control on this one because she needs to get the cue ball to come back out in here because that ball does go here and it does go here
exactly.
and it goes there. So it's just to make sure she don't leave it over here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is just focus on making the ball and make sure and come back across. No matter where you got, he'd have a shot. But she ended up missing it, just overcut it a little bit, and
Yeah, she got part 2 of your comment correct. Yeah, she did get the cue ball over here, got the point, and missed. But you know, there is a shot here.
yeah, it's
So
tough.
the
But
thing
you
for
know,
Mars-
Scarborough
the thing for
said the ball's
is
pretty
to
good.
get by this, get by that 9. Try to get by it like this. That works just fine too. Using that 13 to stop your cue ball leaves a
No, the-
real decent shot for Murray to not have to do a whole lot, but just pocket the ball.
Yeah, and she should, if she cuts this ball into the side, she should come off and hit the 11 pretty. I mean, not 100% full, but full enough that it's not an issue. But I'd hate to see her cut this 8 in too thin, make it, and clip off this ball because the cue ball would head in this direction. Oh,
But I
shit.
still got the
You know
4
what?
ball.
It's not the first time I've done. Actually, I've done that shooting myself and lost games because of it.
Right. I was wondering what those lines were. I was like, huh?
I was practicing around with Damien Funk Panic over at Coeur d'Alene last weekend before the tournament, and I had a break and run that I ran out, and I shot the 8 ball in, and he turns, and he looks at me, he goes, "Dude, what are you doing?" It was the 4 ball as well. It was sitting down on the other end of the table, and I'm like, "Holy shit, I forgot about it."
Yeah, it happens every now and again. Well, Murray made a nice shot, drew it back out. A little bit of an overdraw, but still a very doable shot this way. The thing is to not hit draw here. You don't want to send the cue ball. Let it play its natural forward just like that. And great shot. Nice out. And they take a 2-0 lead.
So it's a race to 5, so they still got plenty of time. But right now at this point, this is where you don't want your opponent to get into their game here.
Yeah, I
Crystal and
think
Eli are going to want to get on the board here because 3-0 makes it very difficult for them.
yeah, I think the Murray and Scarborough playing together before is coming into play in this game because they're familiar with how each other plays and they're comfortable with that and kind of know what to do for each other. Whereas this is Eli and Crystal's first time, and so they're not 100% sure, but it's still early. They got time to figure it out, make their move.
Yeah, I mean they've been in both games, so it's not like they're shooting bad or anything. It's just a couple little things, and that's easy to tweak. They can easily get that together here and start coming back, And you're right, Scarborough and Murray are shooting good. They're both playing well. I like Scarborough's game. He keeps it pretty simple, pretty nice. I've never seen him play before, so it's always nice watching somebody new. To myself at least. Is he from the Omak area, in Chilean? Like, I'm not sure where he's from.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not 100% positive exactly which town he lives in, but I think he's from over there with like Shane Palmer and those guys.
Nice. Well,
If I'm wrong, my bad, but that's just kind of my guess, just from what I've seen, on Facebook and things like that.
Yeah, and I think you're right. They both seem very, even if it has nothing to do with the shooting abilities or playing together as far as shot selection, things like that. I think just the comfortability. Give me the correct word here, Rich. Comfortability. They're
Go with
definitely
it.
comfortable with each other. You could just see their interaction with each other is very comfortable, and that's not something you can just tell yourself to do. With Eli and Crystal playing together for the
Right.
first
You,
time,
you, you
it
have
takes
to.
time.
Yeah, you have to develop a chemistry, which they have, and Eli and Crystal currently do not. Like I said, this is their first time playing together, and they didn't, you know, due to Eli's work schedule and stuff, and him wanting to be home after work. They didn't get to practice together to try to figure anything out until tonight.
Yeah, familiarity. Look at you, Rodney. That
Oh,
wasn't really the word I was looking for, but you're probably closer on track than I was.
yeah. Hey, nice googling there, Rodney.
Yeah. But I mean, anytime I've played with a new Scotch partner or anything like that, I've typically done pretty well. I rarely have an issue uh, with any of my Scotch partners or anything as far as the comfortable side of things. But I think that's just, for me, that's a personality thing because I have fun when I play. I always want to have fun. I always want my partner to have fun. And there's a lot of people that play pool, and especially if they're playing doubles, and they might get down on their partner or judge their partner, or their partner feels like they're being judged, and I don't do that at all. I only judge myself. I just have fun. Like to keep it light because when you're having fun and keeping things light, you play good pool. Everybody does. So yeah, he's in a bad spot here. Looks like he's gonna try to go around the 4 ball. Oh, he could see that ball clean there. So solids are not looking very good here. I yeah, they're in a difficult
Rodney,
spot.
I'm sober, so I have somewhat of a vocabulary. And you have an interest in commas.
Yeah, commas and periods, and he's just trying to make a point, Richard.
Yeah, well, the 3 dot, that's to be continued.
Yeah, I do that a lot. So
I do too, but
yeah,
me, I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi, so I see all
yeah,
those commas, I'm like, hmm.
he is, folks. He may not look white enough to be a Nazi, but he is definitely a grammar Nazi. So yeah, Eli had the 2 ball there. He could shoot. They have balls they can shoot here, but they're gonna have to play safe at some point. I'm assuming they're gonna get to a point where they're gonna combo that ball in with the sticks, and what I would probably do if I was Eli, I would tell Crystal to roll this one in and have the cue ball just roll in forward like this. I would play this combo here next if I was Eli. I let the cue ball come off and come out here like this. That way, even if the 6 doesn't cover the pocket like you're planning, it should. But even if it doesn't, you're not really leaving them a shot at all. You're taking that pocket away and giving yourself an opportunity to stay in the game.
Well, what about rolling forward into here and playing the 7 there, and then you can swing the cue ball in here and rearrange furniture.
Yeah, I didn't realize the 7 went by there, but that could definitely be a good shot.
Won't be as good now because he didn't roll far enough to. I mean, it's still there, but it'll be a lot tougher now.
Yeah.
Than had it been over in here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now with the angle they have and everything, I kind of like my safety right now.
Yeah, the safety right now would be to combo that in and get the cue ball out. You could even call the 6 right here. You hit hit that ball full. You know, the tendency is for it to follow it in.
So I think Eli might be playing a safe off the 5 here. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to work out for him.
Well, they can't see the edge of the 10. They can see the outer edge, so the combo's not on.
Yeah, but the carom's on if they see it, because if you hit this part of that ball, the cue ball will hit the 6 and funnel right down to this ball. So if they called this ball, that would go in, and it would leave them the 12 ball to shoot at.
The thing is, though, that's a tough one, because this ball here is going to come out and give the double kiss on the cue ball also, which could, even with the 6, change the trajectory and make it go out that way.
Yeah, but what else do you do here? I think they can. I think that carom is on if they want to. They just want to thin that ball.
I think what I would do is just kick this way. Give it the bump to make it get a legal hit so the cue ball stays in here. Because rearranging this, if you don't pocket your ball, you just help Crystal and Eli out a lot. But looks like she called it, so we'll see if she gets it in there.
Yeah, she hit it full, and of course, it ended up doing the double kiss. And it looks like that 12 goes. It might be kind of close. This would be something I would probably have watched, just in case. Because he's not going to want to just roll it in, because then he'll hook her behind the 6. He's going to want to play with speed, and he's going to want to flip it and play with a draw, because he wants to get that cue ball to clip the 6 and come over here. Yeah. Well, right now, the shot would be for Crystal to play the 6 off this rail, off this 10, and in with speed.
Yes, I agree. Just open that up for the 4 ball.
I mean, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to technically, because she could play to the bottom side over here. But I don't like it.
I don't either. It'd have been easier and more natural just to clear it out of there.
Yeah. Left Eli long and hard. A little bit of a cut on this 4.
So in the chat room there, who is Big Bear 62? Says me and my woman get winner, but wow,
great shot.
That was a really nice shot.
Eli's looking, because he's figuring if she plays the 7 to there, hitting it, the cue ball should come off somewhere in here, leaving him a shot at the 3 ball. Normally, I mean, myself, I would play the 3 right now, probably. But that's a long stretch, a long reach for Crystal. And if this does provide that angle to get him to the 3, then he can easily play the 3 and have the cue ball come over here for the 5 ball.
Hey Shane, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, like your woman would be that would be a tough match. I'd have to find a much stronger pairing to put up against you two. But yeah, because your girl can definitely play. I still remember that jump shot she drilled over there at the ranch. That one like wowed me. It was pretty good. Another
shot.
Great shot. Yeah.
Yep. Hey Shane, what's up, buddy?
So Josh, would you have played that 7 in the side here and come to rest like they did? Or would you have traveled like this? Play the
I'm
3 here.
I'm rarely gonna delay up like that. Honestly, I would have probably played the 3 first. I would have probably played the 3 and had the cue ball come out like this, and then
Yeah.
and then shot the 7 there, and then the 5. Oh, what a great shot! What a great stroke. Stretched out a little bit, shot it great.
Yeah, and so Eli will have this really makeable 8 to get on the board.
Yep, and I'll tell you, this is one of those confidence building outs they just had. Confident strokes, confident shots.
Yeah, Crystal hit that really well.
Oh, Eli dipped his shoulder there a little bit, kind of funky. He usually doesn't do that, but he still made the ball. Good shot.
He did. That's just nerve stepping in there.
Yeah, for sure.
When him and I were playing earlier when we first got here, he wasn't slow rolling that. He'd acquired that in there, especially since he had a comfortable bridge. He wasn't treetopped or anything. Not a whole lot he had to do, but you just pop that sucker right in there, take nerves, table rolls, everything out of that shot.
Yeah. And I'll
It
be
wiped
honest
its
with
feet
you.
and went in, so it still counts.
I'm looking that if Eli starts playing more tournaments and stuff, it's going to be difficult. I know with the family and everything, but he's playing really good pool right now. After watching his BFS match, he did singles. I'm seeing what he's doing here. He hits the balls really confident, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was to start seeing his Fargo start moving up quite a bit more than where it's at now. So I do want to touch base. Jeffrey Me made a comment in the chat here about Crystal, kind of giving some insight. And I can tell you, people that don't know, is that he's played a lot of Scotch doubles with Crystal, and him and Crystal actually won a big tournament down in Lincoln City playing Scotch. And so he definitely knows the best way to play partners with her, And you're right, Jeffrey. It's one of the things that I always try to do with my Scotch doubles partner, if it is somebody that's a little lower skill level than me, is I try to start out having them shoot shots. And I know it kind of goes against typical rules, or not rules, but typical way you want to play. But I have them shoot shots sometimes that aren't necessarily the best for our runouts. But early in matches, I'll have them shoot these shots because I know it's going to help build confidence. Something that they can, easily pocket, and build some confidence and make sure they're feeling good and everything, because confidence is huge. And especially if they're a lower rated player than you, they're always going to put that pressure on themselves to play better and want to play good because they're playing with somebody higher rated and they want to do well and they know they have a good chance. I've never had that problem because the only higher rated players I've ever played with is Rich, and me and him have been good friends for so long that I have that built in. Like, I get frustrated, I don't want to play bad, but I don't have that in me where I feel bad if I make mistakes or something like that, or if we lose a match because of me. I don't feel bad about it because we all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And there's going to be matches we're going to lose because of him missing something. But
or somebody not making a stop shot.
Oh, God. Jesus. Dude, it's been like 15 years. Leave it alone.
I can't, man. We had Rafael Martinez on the rope.
I know.
stop shot, we win. We were playing good. But yeah, that was a long time ago, but still a memory. Just crossed my mind.
It was literally probably 12 or 13 years ago now. And
oh yeah, it was a while back.
We were in
That was a
Kaiser,
fun
Oregon,
tournament.
playing, and I think we finished third in that, didn't we? We finished third both times we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were playing Rafael Martinez, the pro, who's like a 785 Fargo, and Dave Jones of Dave Jones Q's at the time, and me and Rich were shooting lights out, and we had those guys fighting and arguing, and Rafael was mad at Dave when he'd make mistakes, but they were still playing good. Obviously, they're top-level players, and Hill, me and playing 10-ball, and Hill, me and Rich are on a break and run, and he shoots the 7 and gets me dead perfect on the 8, and it's literally just a stop shot on the 8, and he'd be perfect for the 9-10, and I missed a straight-in ball. Stop shot. Super frustrating. So we ended up losing. We ended up finishing third. We finished better than they did in that tournament, by the way.
Yeah.
We finished third. But
Yeah.
That was pretty frustrating. But I didn't feel bad for you. I felt bad for me. I was upset. I was frustrated with myself. But when there's players that are, I've played a lot of team events. I've played a lot of doubles events where the lower rated players, they put so much pressure on themselves, feeling like, we got this higher level player, and we should do good, and they try too hard. And I try to eliminate that.
And part of the issue missing that stop shot was that we're chuckling because we had them arguing so bad with each other because we were shooting so good, they were so frustrated. But then we ended up losing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You just look in the chat, you see the comment from Shane Palmer, and just quit giving me shit about it. How about that?
No.
Anyways, back to the match. So we've got a pretty good match here. It's 2-1, and it's like Crystal and Eli are trying to work out solids here, and they're pretty bunched up with solids right there in the center, but I think they're okay. Eli just taking a look and trying to see what route for sure he wants to go so that he can help Crystal pick her next ball.
I think right here she needs to shoot the 2. The least amount of work for her to do other than pocket the ball. Everything else, has a pretty decent angle where she has to take a much tougher shot with English or something, whereas the 2, she can just pocket that, and that would leave, like a 4 or something for Eli.
Yeah, Rodney, you might be right. 2014. I can tell you that Rich and I went a few times. There. There was even a year that everybody traveled up to Salem, Oregon. Poncho and Amy and Scott Zerk and everybody kind of traveled up to Salem. I think Kim was there with us. And Rich and I chose not to play in Salem. And for that U.S. Amateur qualifier, we ended up playing in Kaiser because, for us at the time, we were really wanting to test ourselves and stuff. And Kaiser was a dubbed big dog Scotch doubles tournament, so you could have the best of the best all playing together, and that was what we wanted. That was the environment we wanted to play in at the time. And we did good, 64 teams, and both times we went, we took third. The first time we actually played the hot seat match, lost to Randy Baker and Carlos Cadena.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
that was a good close match. We had them guys scared, and then they shot really good. They won the tournament. We ended up finishing third in that one. Well, we finished third in both of them that we went to. So
yeah, not a bad showing. We made a few bucks.
Yeah, that was a good shot, and the one leaked out. So. And the 7 still goes on the side.
Yep, so I think right here, the pattern would be this one, then this one. They got a little bit tougher on the 8, but no matter what, it's going to be tough to go back and forth if they don't get rid of these two.
Yeah, I think right here she wants to try to do like a stop shot.
Yeah. Huh.
So that Eli can play.
Weird that we just talked about one
here.
of those.
Yeah, well, she missed her just like I missed mine. So see.
Yeah, but she's not my partner.
It happens.
Yeah.
So now, so Scarborough and Murray have their chance at the table. This ball right here is their only problem ball, and it's just because it's you have to be specific with shape. You have to, it only has one pocket to go into.
I think right here they can almost start with his 10 and use the 1 to stop the cue ball, and that would put him in line for this.
So I'll tell you, I've seen that, but you know what I don't like about that is I don't like the fact that the 1 could come over and disrupt these balls here.
Well, as long as you don't blast it, but it's called the safety. Not horrible. I mean, I think he can see the edge of this to be able to clip it. I don't think he can see any bit of the 1. So that was actually pretty good safety on Murray's part, because it forces him to hit the edge of that 7 and then open this up. So
yeah,
it's a super tough shot for the 7 to go.
It's tough, but you can't count him out. Eli has been playing super good pool, and this is definitely something that I wouldn't be surprised to see him come with a really great shot here. Yeah, I can't fault him there for that miss. That was a tough shot.
Yeah, that was a really
hard to
tough
hit that
shot.
pin.
I'm not even sure if it went clean. It may have.
Yeah. So it looks like Scarborough can roll this 12 in, and then they have some balls here they can start trying to shoot to get out. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. It wasn't like super clean by the 4, but he made it work and got the cue ball down a little bit to give Murray an option on this ball or this ball. Now she can even shoot this ball. It does go by here as well. So he gave her lots of options.
Yeah, I think I'd like the 13 in the side. She doesn't have to do much with it. She can just roll this in. Looks like she's jacking up a little bit. I'd like to see her just level the cue out and just roll it in. Yeah, good shot. Has the 10 ball next.
That was a perfect speed. Like perfect pocket speed to leave it nice. He basically has to shoot this now. Everything else, this would be a combo, and this would be a tough cut either corner. So 10 ball is nice and easy. Gotta bring it back a little bit, come out in this area.
Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that one hurts, because there was definitely potential for them to get out right here and add to the score. So now she's going to be forced to kick.
Yep. You're right, Rodney. I think they did shoot better when they went away from the safety game. Obviously, safeties are a necessary part of the game. Lots of times they're game winners. You have to play them, but lots of times it's hard to get out and to finish runouts when you're in that safety mindset, because you're not stroking the ball good, you're stroking the ball softer, you're not putting that good stroke on the ball. But when they kind of dialed it up and started going for the out that last rack, they kind of got away from that, started stroking the ball good, and got out. And that's not always easy to do when you're in that safety mindset. They did a good job of it.
See, she's looking to go the long rail, go the long way, I should say. Going this way. I would prefer going this way at a hit, something like this, just because there's no solids out here for traffic to get around. Well, she managed to get by the 7 and the 8, but failed to make contact. So, has ball in hand. Now,
Yeah, the thing is they kicking one rail is probably something she's more comfortable with because she can look at her lines trying to play them. Where yours would take to where they'd have to kick multiple rails. But I agree with you, and the other thing you get kicking at these balls from the short side down here is if you get a good hit, you're most likely going to get good cover too, or at the very least leave
yeah,
a difficult shot.
you're gonna be leaving them really tough. But yeah, there was no solids here, no traffic. So anything you hit will be yours. But going the long way this way, I mean, it's doable. But it's a much smaller target, and there's traffic here to bump into that's gonna, give ball in hand.
So tell me right here, what would you do right here with ball in hand? I know what I would do. I'm curious what you would do.
Well, I'm starting with this one.
No, they're solids.
Oh, they're solids. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that.
I would probably have Crystal start somewhere in here, shoot the 4 ball, and have the cue ball drift down here. And then I would play the 7 and have the cue ball come off like this. But it's the problem with that is the speed control. I mean.
Yeah. Well, just for simplicity's sake, I think I would have her shoot this way. Cue ball right here. And that way she can just roll forward and leave me a shot on the floor. Use this as our last ball.
Yeah, I like the 1 ball as the last shot. I just
Because
don't like
where they're sitting right now. She's because she can't get the angle she needs. Force an angle or something, and could end up funky. Yeah, so you try to just pop it over to the forward. But it still works because that natural angle you're drawing right there will put you in the window. So it's just definitely speed control. If he shoots the 1, it's going to be forcing shape.
Yeah, he's probably going to shoot the 1 and try to get it to come off like this. Oops. Like this. Play into this area here.
Yeah, kind of what he was looking at, I think. Oh, and he did it even better.
Yeah, he hit that even
wow.
better. They went the little more of a difficult route, but she can just roll this ball and leave him anywhere down in here.
Yeah, see, one of the big problems for Crystal, she never goes and looks. She just assumes, oh, right here will be fine. She doesn't actually come over and take a look, but she can visualize where she needs to be. So the tendency of that is to come up short or long. So now this pocket is an easier shot than this one. So let's see what he prefers. But
I'll tell you
tie it up.
One thing that people do that I absolutely hate is, they'll choose to shoot the 8 ball down to this bottom right pocket because if they miss it, it's blocking their strike. And in my world, I'm like, just don't miss. Shoot the shot that's higher percentage, and
I think
the game is over.
Yeah. I hate that if I miss mentality. It drives me nuts, and I do not allow myself to think that way. If I do, then I'm looking at a safe. I want to go into the shot with positive thoughts.
Pulling in that big. See how this comes out here. He doesn't want to run into the 15.
Yeah, I think this pocket is a much easier shot. I think he's going the back cut way for the whole if I miss thing. And just like that, that result right there is going to kind of keep him doing that same thing. See, Rodney, starting with the 7, the corner is accurate, but you're going the other direction where you're trying to draw back the tape on the 4. Draw is much harder to control than topspin. So putting it like I drew it, like right there, and then even if there's a little angle on there, and just roll it forward, that would have been a lot easier to control. Because she could go under or over, and he would still have a great shot. Doing it the way you say, where you draw back, is very doable for the same reason. It could be long or short and still be okay, but draw is just a harder English to control. And Crystal being in the 358 Fargo, that's going to be something she's not going to control very well.
So what do you do here, Rich? I feel like I struggle with soft banking things, so I would probably fire at the back bank on this 14, and
Yep.
I would try to let my cue ball come all the way back down. I would play it with speed.
Now, yeah, and they're looking to see if that'll cut in there. If that'll cut by the 8. If they were coming from a different angle, I would. If they were more like over here, then I would think that's more doable. But if that catches the point, touches this 8 at all, it might even pull the 8 in with it.
Yeah.
So I think the most high percentage shot is the bank right now.
Yeah, and you don't even have to bank it with as much speed as I was talking, because you could bank the 11 next.
And if it comes out this way, then you can play the 11 in there like you're looking at right now on the 14.
Yeah, see, if that 11 goes there, then that, yeah. For anybody that's curious, Shane Van Boning and Fedor Gorst are doing their $100,000 race to 120, 3 days in, final day, and Shane just broke a great break. But
what a shot that was! To hit it with the speed he did. I mean, it was perfect. And now she's on a back cut trying to do the same thing. But because she's coming from up here, and the 8 sitting where it is, the pocket is much bigger now because she can miss it and still play it, off the 8. So, I mean, the goal is to aim it in there straight in. But if you overcut that a little bit, you're still good. If you undercut it a little bit, you'll still play off the 8. Or you can just hit it center pocket like that.
Yeah,
nice job, Trey. Way to, see it in.
Yeah.
Nice easy 8 for Scarborough, and then they take a 3-1 lead. Well, that was a great out considering, how tough it laid.
Yep. So back to it. It was Fedor Gorst and Shane Van Boning doing their big race, $100,000 in the middle. Race to 120. Shane had the lead. They went until somebody got to 40 on the first day, and Shane finished 40 to 36 over Fedor. And then the second day they played yesterday, they went until somebody got to 80, and Shane got to 80 first, and it was 80 to 73. But today, Fedor has been playing phenomenal, and Shane's had some mistakes. But they've played, from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. the first day, and then yesterday they played from 6 p.m. until 3 a.m. and then back today at 6 p.m. So it's like Iron Man style. But right now, Shane's on a break and run to get to 103, and Fedor is at 109. So they're 7 games apart right now. They're getting close to the end. If anybody cares, I got that streaming on my phone as well. So kind of a pool addict, watching it all. I should have issued a spoiler alert in case somebody was planning on watching it at some point later on, but all right, so Murray Murray's braking. They're up 3-1. Race to 5. We'll see how this break turns out. Not bad, but it looks like a dry break. So brakes are so important because you get to choose your suit of balls. So you get to see what you think is the best suit and choose that suit as long as you can have a shot at one. And that can help you later in the wreck. Even if you don't break and run or run out, it helps you for sure.
Yeah, and ultimately there's always one suit that's sitting ugly. So making a ball on the brake, gives you the first option to not be that group,
Yeah, and right now I think Eli and them would probably prefer. It's tough because stripes lay out a little better the way they are. But solids aren't too bad. Just have to play some very specific shape type shots.
Yeah, and a 3 goes by here, so you can use that angle to come in and break this up. Eli came up to me and he told me, that he played that 8 ball in that corner in case he missed.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I told him, I said, yeah, we were talking about that, and I told him you should have fired at the other pocket because you could have hit that.
He made a really good shot there.
Yeah, he did. Considering the speed and the distance.
That's one of those. There was a higher percentage chance of pocketing the 8 in that top right corner.
Yeah.
And he's got the game for it, and he just needs to play a little bit more confidence and shoot that ball in there and win the game. Because if you make the 8, the game's over. So you don't have to worry about if I miss type of thing. Just win the game.
And I told him, you're sitting there going, oh, I'm going to play this over here in case I miss. I said, well, now you're going into the shot thinking you might miss. Yeah. And basically you just talk yourself right into it. I said, go the other way. That way you're thinking, I'm going to make it. So then you go into it with confidence.
So Crystal just made a good shot on the 3, and she stunned forward a little bit, which was good, because then they would have been able to shoot the 5 next. But unfortunately, it kind of rolled up and got on the wrong side of the 10, so now Eli only has a shot at that 2 ball in the side. The good thing is the 6 goes into this pocket.
Yeah.
So if he plays this,
he should have a shot.
Yeah, exactly. With the angle, he's probably going to be coming off and running into this stripe, which would leave her a fairly decent shot. But he doesn't have a whole lot of options to do anything other than try to pocket the ball, because he's hindered by the 10.
Well, he got the shape he was looking for. Didn't cut the 2 enough. Got the point. All right, so Scarborough shuts the ball on the side, drew it back, give Murray an option here, this ball. So, he's playing to areas that give Murray options. And that always is a good thing because then she can pick what she's comfortable shooting. And I think that kind of comes from their experience having played together, so he understands what helps her to play her best game. You gonna say anything or just gonna sit there?
I was waiting.
Oh.
Oh. So what did she do to scratch on that?
I don't know. I didn't quite see it because I was looking there over at you, seeing what you're doing.
Okay. Well, now Mom's got ball in hand. They've got the 7 tied on the 8 and everything. Kind of clumped in the same corner.
So what it is Murray The 11 ball was right here, and she shot it to this corner with draw, and the cue ball came in over here. She ended up missing the 11, and that's why it's sitting here now. But that's what the shot was.
What would you start with here? Because that 7 doesn't go anywhere right now.
It goes here. But I think I'd leave it there for now. Yeah, that's, and he's setting this up on the angle to play the 5 here and possibly split this up, even though that's not real necessary. Because literally you can just leave that straight and then play, or even roll forward and play the 4 up here, something like that to open it up.
Yeah. Well, and he's got the 2 over there on the rail. I guess he could start with that too, and then have. Well, the 1 would be in the way of the 4, but.
So let me ask you, Rayanne, what would you do here with ball in hand?
Well, I'd probably take the 2 all the way down and leave myself a long shot into the corner on, what is that,
So you're talking about shooting this ball up here?
Yeah, and then shooting this one next.
Yeah, the 6. So
yeah.
The problem with that is this ball's out in the open, and you're going to use ball in hand to shoot it in when you got problems right here?
Well, I don't see him as a problem necessarily. I mean, I guess.
See? Look at how, even the way they did it, opened the 7 up from the 8, and now I believe the 8 passes, but you see this problem.
Now it's tied up right there.
Yeah. So they got to get somewhere specific to make the 4 this way. So when you have ball in hand, you want to try to shoot to better your problems. Either start with them if you can, but if you can't, your first shot should be something to position yourself to fix the problem so that you can get out. See, because the 6 ball here out in the open, the 2 ball here out in the open, you shoot those 2, you still got your 3 balls tied up in here, your problem still exists. And now you have 2 less soldiers on the table. So that's something to definitely consider when you're playing. You have ball in hand. Look at what's stopping you from getting out, and then look at how you can fix that.
Well, if they had shot the 1 straight on and not pushed into it like that, it wouldn't have tied up the 7 and the 4.
Well, I think if she would have just rolled forward, and they could have played the 4 ball up here in this corner.
Well, I mean, they took care of the problem there. Got everything out in the open now. But they also left. I mean, there's a long shot on that 11.
Yeah, but he's going to shoot this right here, I'm thinking. Oh? Well, he's going to take. He might be going for that 11.
Hard to tell.
He left it tough because this 2 ball does not pass, even though he can see it. So there is a bank to here, but I don't know if Eli knows that shot because that's not a natural angle. So you got to really cinch it in with some inside English to pinch this angle to the pocket. Because hitting it straight on is going to go into the 8 like that.
What about trying to hit the 2 into the 7 into the corner?
Playing the 7 or trying to play the 2 into this little window here? Because I don't know that the 2 ball can go into the 7 and still fall in there.
What about hitting the 7 in with the 2 ball?
Yeah, a very difficult combo like this. I think right now he's looking at where he can reposition the two to make it better for them and still leave them tough.
I think that might be hard with just the amount of balls that they have left on the table.
Okay, so now the 2 goes, but 7 doesn't. And they have options here. They can everything of theirs goes. 10 goes here, the 12 goes by the 10 as it sits right now. So for them is to possibly do this, then that, then play this one down to get shape in here for one of those. I don't know if that's the route they're going to go, but just a quick look at it like I am right now, that would be the route I would try to go. Just roll forward a little bit on the 11. Kind of want to be as straight as you can so you can come back like this. Get straight enough to come down and roll forward into this area. And then it'd be 12, 15, 10, and then the 8 here also. That's kind of what I'd be looking at.
Yeah. I would start with the 11. The only thing I would be worried about is just like Murray's a lot better shot than I am, but rolling too far forward and trying to have to combo.
Well, yeah, they're playing safety. But see, even if you were to hit the 11 and then roll too far forward, then you'd have the 9 here, so you'd still be okay with that pattern, you know. And you could even opt to go that route, just so you're not looking to try to hold it right here. You know, you can just roll forward with it, because even if you came in here and were a little short, that still cuts. Sorry about that crooked line. And a cue ball can take this pattern and still get you back in here. So, you know, yeah, big window for, you know, big margin of error window there. So now I'm looking at what your mom can see, and
I don't think that 4 goes anywhere.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't right now. And she can't see it enough to. I think it might go here, but I don't think she can see enough of it. The 12 is partially in the way.
Can she see this 7?
She might be able to see every bit of that going through here. It's what I can, from my point of view, is kind of what I see. But if she can't, then she would need to kick this way.
Okay.
Well, she might see enough of that 4. She called it up table.
Alright. Or she called a
Looks like
7.
Oh. See, now if she actually swings at this, that would be a terrible shot. She can see that much. There's a.
Oh.
Yeah, see, so if the fact that she could see that much of it, she could have just clipped it, come in and rolled right here, kind of where the cue ball is right now, except, you know, their balls would have been here too, and they would have had no shot.
Yeah. Well, and then she just tied that 4 ball back up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, he's right by the point, and then you got combo, which, you know, he made it no problem.
Yeah, now they're going to shoot that 15.
Yeah,
and
now
then,
this ball is going to be tough.
Because now they have to get.
Well, if she plays a stop shot right here, it does go, and then they can come out like this.
Yeah, because they're going to have to be out here.
Goes, so yeah.
And the 8 goes in this corner.
Yeah, it goes in there no problem. So basically, the shot right now, because they're dead straight on this 15, they need to sit right here, and that'll give them a nice shot on this 12 ball and get that out of there.
I mean, that's still makeable.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have opted to go forward like that, but she hit it pretty good.
So the question is,
a little bit of back cut.
Is he gonna hit that?
No. No, she put him in a. That's why it needed to be straight. You know, they got a little bit of a back cut. Plenty of room there now. So I'm not. You know, I was asked to watch that, but I want to say that was a foul. but I can't just blurt it out. I'm not repping the match. I'm only watching when they ask me to watch.
I think he hit that fourth.
It looked like I think it did too, because cutting that 12 in there, it should have cleared it no problem.
Yeah.
But and that's not a shot someone would normally ask you to watch because there's plenty of room in there. But I'll have to look at it later.
So I wonder what he's going to do here now, because it's not straight enough on to combo into this corner.
Well, the 11 ball goes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
It was hard to tell from.
Well, you can see them both, and they both go. So the thing with the 9 is cue ball's tangent line is going to be coming this way and back out, which is okay because then you have 11 here.
Yeah, and then if he leaves himself, anywhere in here.
Yeah, and he literally can see both balls, both the 11 and the 9 go in this corner. So he gets to choose which one he wants to choose.
I guess from where you're sitting, you kind of can see those two. From
yeah, I'm right in line with those. So when he wasn't standing right there, I could see it.
Yeah, I'm at an angle where I'm.
Yeah. Well, he missed the shot, but left it really tough. And it looks like Eli can see part of this ball, so he may just decide to clip it and kick the cue ball down like this. Granted, the 4 is just going to come over here.
Eli does like to bank, though. I mean, he's looking.
There's nothing to bank.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Those won't go anywhere.
Yeah, I can't see enough of the 4 other than it just clippy.
Well, I was talking about coming off this rail and trying to hit here or something.
Oh, well, that's not a bank. That's a kick. So
okay, sorry, kick.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, I don't know with the angle. I don't think you could kick at the 7.
Well, there is. You can kick at it, but I think the better play was just to leave it down here. So
I think he's lining up to do that.
Yeah, because you leave it tough, and if they make it, they make it. But chances are, if you leave it super tough, looks like he's thinking like you now. He's playing for the kick.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really hard to have the confidence to do a safe and follow through with it, even if you know it's the right idea. It's never good to not do a shot that is hard because you'll never get at it. But sometimes in situations like this, you just can't get that confidence.
Look at the way he aimed that.
Oh.
The way he aimed that, I wasn't sure what ball he was trying to kick at. Because he's aiming off of this point.
Yeah.
Which might have been the center point between the 2 and the cue ball. But because they're in different, lines this way.
Yeah.
So they're very different. So that center line, that center mark doesn't really work as you saw there. Had the cue ball been more like up in here, then they're both closer to the same horizontal line, then the center mark works well.
Okay,
but the fact that the cue ball was back here and it's completely different portions, then that center point is not going to work very well.
I am being summoned to go home, so I'm going to give the headphones back to Josh.
Alrighty. Yeah, you better do what you're told. Okay, so this could work. Right here, leave the cue ball in here, play the 11 there, and then follow it to this area. I think that is the plan. Unfortunately, I think he rolled a little bit too far and got the hook. Now, I think the bank is on. And that's probably about the only probability they have to make this shot since I don't know that if Garbo jumps or likes to jump. He may opt for the masse because he doesn't have to bend very far. So I guess the 11 ball was a little more doable, but firing that in there forced the draw on the cue, and so now Murray is going to be forced into a cross bank into this corner. It's doable. It's there. Yeah, if he could have rolled that forward over into this area, it would have gave her a much more doable shot. All right, so Crystal was lucky that the 2 ball rolled past the cue ball instead of burying it. So she has options. She can play the 4 here and bring the cue ball this way, or just play the 2 up here and just kind of roll forward. If she's going to roll forward, well, kind of stroke and draw, so I don't know. Ooh. Good try, good try. But she left a very doable shot in the side pocket for Scarborough. Fully expect him to make this and take a 4-1 lead. I don't know what her plan was for drawing that ball. Potentially maybe to get in here for the 7 and then leave the 4 for last. But that rolling forward could have definitely been the shot, even if she rolled forward a little bit because the 7 goes here too. All right, so he pockets the 8 and they get on the hill. This is a race to 5. So now Eli and Crystal do not have any more games to give.
All right, I'm back. Not sure how Rayanne did.
You did all right.
She took over. I just went to get something to drink, and she jumped on the mic.
Oh, yeah. I looked over there, and she just couldn't help herself. She just had to jump in and be a part of it.
Was she Captain Obvious like normal?
Not really. She was more Captain I'm lost, have no idea. She's full spectrum.
Yeah. All right, down 4-1 with the break. They need to get something going here. Not bad.
Yeah, he made one, and they have a shot. I'm guessing the 2 ball goes here. It may not. I don't know if it's laying on that point or not. But if it is, I mean, it's right on the edge of that point enough to be a compression shot. So, you just fire at that straight at it, and it might compress the point and go in. Although I don't know if you'd want to open it with that if you got the 3 ball sitting there on the other side. If you want solid support.
Yeah, solids look like the suit of balls you want. One thing that I think that would have served Eli and Crystal a little better is if Eli was letting Crystal break, because she actually has a really good break, and then Eli would have the opportunity,
right, to pick first and
start out.
Going. Yeah, for that purpose, I agree with that. But earlier when they were practicing, Crystal was not making balls at all.
Oh,
Eli was pocketing balls, and I think that's why they kind of ended up going with this route.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like the idea of Crystal breaking, and then if they pocket balls, then Eli chooses first. That
Yeah.
kind of helps. Granted, they can coach, but he still has to execute.
Yeah, when we were playing the Dutch Diamond League, the first session, Crystal was on my team, and every time we started the match out where we were breaking the team scotch, or if we were playing scotch doubles in it, I always had Crystal break. She broke really good. And I always made sure myself or Troy Payne was following her, just in case.
Yeah, that's the thing. If your partner's breaking well, might as well stay with it. Just like the break is such a big part of the game. First option is always going to be the best. Yeah. You don't want to be stuck with what they leave you.
Yeah. Well, Scarborough looks like he's got some options here. I think that 12 ball on the side looks like his best option, probably.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. The 10 ball goes in this corner, so
yeah,
just kind of rolling over there.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about that is you could get that cleared up. Looks like he's gonna try a combo here.
I'm not sure what he's calling here. Oh, he was calling the 10 ball here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just definitely no room for that. That, if it was higher up the table, then maybe the 10 ball could get out this way. I mean, it was kind of close as it was, but.
Well, I think what happened is he identified that as being a problem, and he thought he could do that. But I think if he would have walked over and looked on the other side, he could have rolled that 12 in and made that 10, which would eliminate that as being a problem. And then off the 10 ball, he could have played shape with something else, Crystal made a really good shot there.
She did, and she didn't baby it like she, has a tendency to do sometimes. She hit that with intent, and it come out and knocked the 5 up table and gave him another look at that. So, good for her. And so now everything comes down to that 2 ball. What's it going to take to pocket that ball? Because everything else of theirs goes. The 1 ball passes here as well. So, just a matter of getting to them. The 2 ball looms large, whether it'll go or not. They definitely did not need that. I think that's Eli trying to be too perfect. And, he may have tried that because that 2 potentially could be right on that point.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his intent was there, but I think they're in a funny spot now. She can't shoot straight into that 2 because it'll be a double hit. She'll have to shoot away from the 2. I don't think she can see the 4 ball full. So she can only see the left side of the 4 ball, which means she brings this pocket into play. So she'll have to shoot at the 2, but she'll have to kind of shoot away at it like this to get a good hit. Unless she can just roll into that 4. I think it'd be better to get that 2 ball out of there. Leave the 4 where it's at. She's more confident with the 4 ball. As long as she doesn't hit it too hard. Oh, she might have been able to make that.
Yeah, I think it just needed to be cut with spin. So it would throw in there more so than just being able to hit the cut mark. Eli informed me that the 2 ball is tight, but it is off the rail and does go in that side. And so he was just trying to go back and forth to get back over there by the rail so that she would have that shot. But he ended up putting a little draw on it, and that's why I came back across.
Yeah, because he just wants to hit that with center ball.
Yeah, just
center high. Back and forth. Yeah, and definitely not so hard either.
Yeah, well, it was good that he recognized that it was available. He just,
he just didn't hit it.
He played his Fargo on that shot.
People can't see, but Eli's standing right next to Rich, so Rich doing a little bit of poking there is what he's doing, because Eli hears everything he's
Oh
saying.
yeah.
So.
You know, 3 guys from our area are leaving for Vegas next week for the big MOB Productions 9-ball tournament, 496 and below, $500 entry. Eli is going, Ruben Flores is going, Willie Wong is going. I'm not playing in it, obviously, but I'm going too.
Yeah. I like it. I like Eli's action in that tournament.
I do too, you know, and we've been working on a few things and working on his kicking and things of that nature. And, you know, we'll work on that plenty more, I'm sure, between now and when we leave. But get him all educated here. Learn him up. But that would be cool to have, you know, a Yakima player go down there and to win would be great, but even to just top 5, you know.
Yeah.
Because there'll be there's good money in those kind of tournaments. You know, the MOB tournaments pay well, so it'd be cool to see, you know, one of our locals do well.
Yeah, sure. I didn't like that. He was firing at that and didn't know what he was going to get out of it at all. I would like to have seen him play the 4 with a bunch of right-hand English like he did, but softer. You know, and just cut it in and have the cue ball come off like this and hold for that 2 ball. I'm not really big into holding shape for balls, but I think that was a spot where that was probably a better option for him.
Yeah, and I think what he's looking at now is to shoot this way and play the carom like that. I don't know.
So scary.
I don't know if that's going to go, just because a couple big problems. Cue ball, you know, it's going to come off of there and send this 8 movement. And 2, it looks like that 2 ball is, you know, if it was sitting more in this area, I would think it has a chance. But being where it is now, it's going to take too big a bite on that 12 and end up coming out like this way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like how this is going to be making the 8 travel.
Yeah, and the scary part is definitely, you know, making the 8 move.
Oh.
So they're going a different angle, but we're trying to get the same result. So she was trying to get that same carom to go this way. She recognized that, you know, going this way brought the 8 into play, so she got to go the safer route. But no matter what, it was going to be tough just because of where it was sitting on that ball. It was always going to come into this side of the rail. Then again, too, she didn't get enough power transfer into it anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's shows you they're thinking. They're looking at everything they got for options.
I have this shot. Watch. Oh, ball in hand. I didn't like him shooting at that. He was so close to it. He couldn't put a good stroke on the ball without making it a foul with a double hit.
You know, I'm surprised that Crystal or Eli didn't ask to have that watched.
Yeah, that was the first thing I said, is I would have it watched.
Because it was, seriously, you know, less than an inch apart, and so, you know, that cue ball goes forward at all. That's a foul. But he knew that, too. That's why he tried to give it the little jab stroke and ended up miscuing it and giving ball in hand.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was just maybe had a little bit of tunnel vision there, because he was pretty straight on the 13 into this side.
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
So
definitely.
He had another option.
Yeah, and he should have went that route. Now, see, I like what he's trying to do here, and I think it would be accomplishing the same thing as what I'm thinking, but the 1 goes here. So I would start here, going this way, even though I think ultimately he's trying to accomplish the same thing.
Yeah, I'm right in line with that one ball, and it goes right by the 2 ball into that corner pocket. So I agree. It'd have been easier to make sure you left the angle that you needed on the 2, because now she's kind of working towards the 12
Right,
instead
but
of
I
straight
think
back.
it's the angle slight enough that if she drew, she should still be able to come in this way.
Yep.
If she punches, she can go this way. Because the 8
Yep.
does go here too, but I don't know that, she knows the punch.
Yeah, I think she'd be good to just draw back.
Yeah, I think she's going to try to do that, but like I said, draw's hard to control, and so we'll see. Oh, wow. Well, she drew that well, but like I said, it is hard to control, so...
Yep.
That's a jumpable distance. It looks much closer in the video. But I guarantee you that gap, if I were to lay my fist standing straight up, it would fit in there. Huh?
So they're having Rich come watch the hit. Just want to make sure he doesn't clip the 13 going over it. I think we'll see it. 13 will move if he touches it. Yeah, Eli walked over when he was grabbing a jump cue, and the 2 ball here, he was trying to leave her an angle like this to play the cue ball this way. Sounded like what he was saying, but he left her kind of funny on it, so she tried to draw that ball. Ball in hand. So they have ball in hand with the 5 open balls in the 8 ball. Now it's nothing's easy when you're playing Scotch, so they just need to pick the pattern they want to go with and just start pocketing balls. They just want to make sure they don't get careless and not pay attention to what they're doing and just start pocketing and not paying attention to the shape, because they can get out of line and not be able to get out. So they just got to be focused on not only pocketing the balls, but making sure they stay in good, clean shape for their run. Starting here, not sure. That's where I would start. I would probably start with maybe the 15. For me, I would have probably played the 15 here, came off and played the 13 here, and then played that ball here, and then this 14 here, and then they could play the 10 there. But you can get out either which way you want to. Just got to make sure and make balls. He's eyeing up this 15 ball, so he's going to go that route. Good thing about shooting this 15, as long as he pockets it, she'll have a shot at one of these other 3 balls. Yep. But, this is one of those spots where it's easy to start getting out of line from here, making it so that all your balls are harder and harder to pocket. Eli and Crystal
What do you shoot here? Do you shoot this 10 ball or the 14? Yeah, I think I would have shot this. Yeah, I would have shot the 14, let it come out like this, and then and then be able to work it back.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, something, because she was pretty straight on that ball. She tried to cheat that 10 ball, looks like, and missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I told Eli, he needs to learn the dark style jump, because he's too short to try to do the normal style on close range, because you can't get vertical enough. I said, I have the same issue. That's why I learned to do it. I said, It's not tall enough to do a regular jump and be that close range.
Yeah.
But Crystal makes a nice shot on the 8. Now they're closing the gap. It's 4-2. They're all happy again. It is Murray and Scarborough's rack and break. They are on the hill.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing about pool and playing matches like this. The first game and the last game are always the 2 hardest to get.
Yeah.
So it's hard to close out matches.
Yeah, the hang on.
All right, Scarborough breaks. Didn't look like he pocketed a ball, so Eli's going to have the first chance at this table. Kind of funky the way this is all laid out here. This down here creates some issues. Don't have anything that's really good and clean to break it out with, whether you're stripes or solids. So that causes issues. He's looking at the 2 ball, I think, right now. Because it's something he can pocket for 1, and I think he might be able to play shape for something here, but he's switching it up. He's going with stripes. Banked the 9, made a great shot. Well, one good thing is made the 5 ball down here more difficult by blocking the pocket. The 8 ball goes, so I'm not sure I would really force a breakout on the 8. So I would probably, myself, shoot this 15 ball here. I would try to hold right in here. Actually came around for the 12. You might be able to do something here. The only reason I would have stayed down in this area here is because I could have pocketed the 11 in this side and had the cue ball come down here. Trying to address my 14 ball as early as possible. The last thing you want to do is start shooting out all your balls and not have a plan for your problem ball. Now I can tell you, Eli has pretty good angle on this 12. He could have the cue ball come off down here like this. If he does that, you know, lands in this area somewhere, the 10 ball goes into this side and the cue ball will automatically come down this direction. So that could really take care of the whole rack right there if he plays a good positional shot from this 12 ball. He overhit it. Not sure if that's what he was trying. I think he was, but he overhit it. Left Crystal kind of a funny shot here. Ball goes here, but she has no way of addressing these balls at all if she does that. So I think a better shot here would be some kind of safety, even if you bump this 14 to a rail and leave the cue ball on this 4 ball. And you know, you could play just like a center ball and play the 14 over here and have the cue ball come right up on this, and the 4 ball could roll a little bit forward over into here, as long as you don't slam it, and then kind of leave them in a tough spot with your balls open. See what she does. That's exactly what she did. She got a rail. That's great. left them a shot on the 1 to this pocket, which is, oh, you know, can't tell. I got a player standing in the way, but from the video, the stream, it's hard to tell. She might be able to make this 4 here. Looks like there's separation. So if they're dead froze together, the cue ball and 4 ball, then she can push straight into it, and it's not an issue for a foul. But if they're not froze and they're separated, then she has to shoot away to not foul. She has to, aim from this side and shoot this way, or vice versa.
Yeah, I definitely have to utilize the throw here. That might push it into the point. Oh, he got in there.
Oh, no way. It just came down
Yeah,
the scratch.
of course, it's the perfect 2-rail scratch angle. Never fails. So I don't know if I mentioned to you, Josh, but after yesterday's match with John and Marty, John and Kelly were wanting to play each other, and they're only 5 points apart. So John and Kelly want to do one, and then Chelsea and Janice want to do one, and then they want to do a Scotch doubles, both of them. And they're like, hey, we can do a triple header. Holy crap. But that's what Kelly was just asking me about. So I said, it's very doable, because I looked at the numbers, and, they'd match up for all of it. It's just a matter of finding the time. And so I told them to find something late September, early October-ish, somewhere in there. I said preferably a Saturday. Because of the triple header thing, I want to be able to start much earlier than 6 o'clock, so that we're not doing this till 2 a.m.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick here, I think Eli's making a mistake. I think he should be starting with the 11 ball. With ball in hand here, he could have easily shot the 11 into here and rolled forward into this window here to shoot that stripe he just shot, or he could have just shot the 11 into here and just drew back into this window here. Either way, I would have rolled forward with the ball.
Yeah, I think he may have saved it, for the 8. I can't tell. You got a better angle than I do if that 8 goes by there or not.
Yeah, but look at the position he has to play to be able to make the 11 and then make the 8 into there. I mean, so they've got...
See, right now, though, it's not sitting bad, because if she just goes forward, comes here, then he has the 10 here, and he can get into this position.
She's gonna have to hit this nice and easy, because
it's hard to tell with her the way she strokes and all that bridge sticking out.
The angle's bringing this way.
Control her power, yeah. He just really needs to roll this.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, is he left her too much angle. So I would have done everything different there. I would literally would have shot the 11 here, rolled forward. This ball that he shot in here, I would have rolled forward with the cue ball and just left her a natural straight shot to roll that 13 in here, and she could have rolled forward, and then he'd have the 10, and the 8 goes here. I just think leaving that 11 ball there makes it difficult to play shape back to it.
Yeah, because you got to get to that specific window for it, versus ball in hand, start with that window.
Yeah.
Right, I'll be right back.
Well, obviously this is a big game. They're down 4-2. Scarborough and Murray are on the hill, and they're playing pretty good. So there was a missed opportunity there, and now
Does that
Yeah,
8-ball
it's-
still go here?
yeah, the 8-ball still goes.
Okay, so definitely just need to pocket this ball.
It's
Just
definitely
let it roll
tighter
down
now.
natural. Yeah, definitely.
You just don't have a full pocket, but it goes. I think
Right.
he's going to try to play to the other side to make sure, because you could get anywhere in here. Actually, you can get anywhere in this window here and have a pretty decent shot at the 8-ball to this side, this corner. Oh,
Yeah,
she
but
overhit
there's
it.
a problem with that. She may be able to see the edge of that to play here. Very, very possible. But just came down here.
I like how focused Murray and Scarborough are in the match. They're just sitting there, biding their time, watching, focusing on everything, just ready to pounce when they get their opportunity. Which is good. Good to stay focused in the match like that. She made a good try there. Thought she made it when she hit it. She left.
Yeah, I did too, to be honest. Wow, she hit it perfect.
Yeah, left Murray and Scarborough some work to do here.
Yeah, and the added pressure of the 8 sitting right in front of the side, so. Yep.
I think I would. I'm a 6-ball.
Yep.
Ball come off. Then I would shoot the. I mean, honestly, I'd probably have the 7-ball as my key ball. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the way I can work the table, because then I can play the 2 and come off over here.
Right.
The 1 is a stop shot, the 3 is a stop shot, and then the 7-ball just comes off and back out. Kind of minimize the movement of the cue ball and what I've got to do
Yep.
to it. But,
And see the cue ball come out and left it dead straight on the 6.
Yep.
So, his only movement really is to draw, and if it draws off on an angle, then it scratches in play. But he hit it pretty good, like on a string, about the best you could hope for, and that gave Murray a nice look at the 1 ball. Yeah, I definitely would have started with the 6 as well, and did that same thing, 6-5, then play the 2 and get over here for the 1, and then see what happens with the 3 and 7. Most likely, stop shot on the 1, play the 3 in the corner, and the 7 as the last ball. Kind of basically what you said. That would have been the route I go to.
It was just kind of the most natural. Everything just allows a cue ball to naturally travel the direction it's wanting to go anyways,
Yeah.
She left a really thin cut here for Eli. So
Right, and I can tell you that was very two-way influence.
Yeah.
Because that's not the shape you want to leave him.
Yeah, I don't know though.
I
I mean, she had an
think
angle.
If that 8 would have been somewhere neutral, she would have probably tried to play a stop shot or a little draw or something. But the fact that it's sitting right there, she knew if she was going to miss, she needed to be up table to make that 8 super tough. And going into that shot with that mindset, she just talked herself right into it.
Yeah,
and
never know.
Tough.
I mean,
it's paper thin.
She had a back angle on the 1, so she might have been trying to, come off over here and back out, have the 3 in the side. It's hard to tell, but I mean, she left him tough. So.
Yeah, that's really tough.
I originally said I favor him to make it, but when I'm not looking at the stream and I'm just kind of looking up at the table, man,
yeah, it's
it'd be
literally
easier.
Paper thin and a slight back cut. Yeah, if the 8 ball was right there, it'd be way easier than it is.
I mean, it's just funny how half a rotation of that ball makes it almost impossible to make this ball. I mean, obviously it's not impossible, but The thing that he has going for him is if he does do a thin back cut, the 5-ball won't allow it to scratch. If he does decide to do some kind of bank, like this, the cue ball's gonna get in the way, I think. So unless he loads up with some English.
I don't know. Wouldn't the cross bank over here, the old one pocket story of being able to shoot it in the pocket, cue ball in the pocket would eliminate, for the most part, the double kiss? Because right now, if nothing was on the table, that fires by the 8 and scratches. So I think he could theoretically do this without a cue ball double kiss. The only risk is once the cue ball comes off this way. And that will be real based on the speed at which he hits this.
One thing we haven't really talked about at all is what about playing a safety and hitting the 8-ball like this and have the cue ball come off to the 7-ball. Even if you just have the cue ball come down into this general range.
Yeah, just kind of. The big thing is to not get that 8-ball neutral and giving them a free, being able to play with no worries. And then, their shot selection, everything gives them a lot of room.
Well, that's why I'm saying is, hitting that 8-ball, having it come off, you're basically going to put the 8-ball in a neutral spot or a open spot. What did he?
Yeah, that. It's super thin. If that cue ball was off the rail a little more over here, you could actually load up spin and throw that this way. But the fact that it's so close to the rail and basically eliminates everything below top spin, that makes this even tougher. So there's multiple things working against him.
He called the side.
Cue ball's got to fly.
One thing with Eli is he's going to stroke at it 30 times, probably.
Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah. You're dead in line.
That was tough all the way. I'd rather see him stroke, 30 times at it than pull a Marty, drop down and fire without even one practice stroke.
Yeah. Yeah, if you one stroke it, that's not good. But if you stroke it too many times, it's not good either.
Yeah, no matter what, that was a tough shot.
Yeah.
Like I said, if the cue ball was off the rail a little more, then he'd have some English to work with to try to throw that ball in. But because it wasn't, it makes it very tough.
Yeah.
Shooting the 5-ball. Excuse me. And with English coming out this way.
Those are easy to miss, but basically you're going to be using inside English shooting that. So cutting that 5-ball in and coming back around for the 7.
Yeah,
Actually hit it with some kind of a draw stroke, which that center low kind of just forces it straight across.
Well, the good thing for them, though, that's not a scratch tangent line. You'd have to hit that really fast to bring that into play. So you can play this here and have natural shape like this. Which I kind of have a feeling that's what he's going to be going for.
Yep. And he hits the balls good, so
he does, and he's definitely
got a
not
chance of making this.
He's proved he's not afraid to shoot the shot, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So this one here is pretty. Just looking at the way the 3-ball is sitting, the number 3 is right on the mark to make it. So putting the cue ball edge on the number 3 that's showing, put it in there, I think.
It looked like he put some outside English on that, which
He
is
did.
why
Yeah,
it
'cause
came
Yeah,
over
it came to the
side
side
rail.
rail here instead of coming to the top rail first. But
That
you
was a
know,
great shot.
they left it perfect. Yeah, that was a really good shot. And now all she has to do is make it. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't send the cue ball running all over the place. Just pocket that 7 ball. And if she leaves the cue ball anywhere in this area, then it's over.
Yep.
And she's done just that. So,
well, 7 and give me. He's on the rail. So you
yeah,
gotta just
definitely.
pocket this ball, but favor him to make it.
I do too.
It's probably gonna be over with right here.
Yeah, and you know this possibility of bumping it into here is there, but I like I said I favor him to make this shot for sure.
Oh, he hit the other nipple. Wow.
Wow.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't either, and so now Crystal can keep them alive here, and she can opt for the side or the corner. I think most everybody would be playing it here, me included.
Yeah, you just don't want to fire it in. You just want to roll this ball in.
Yeah, and let that cue ball come in like this and just kind of die in this area.
Yep. You just don't want to fire it in because you don't want to let the cue ball loose and find another pocket, you know? Just make it.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you, just from knowing Crystal, if by some chance she does not make this, she will blow a gasket.
Oh, looks like she's looking at. She looks like she's looking at playing it in the corner. I think that might be why Eli's stopping her because I think.
Yeah.
I think the shot is the side. It's just so much closer to the side pocket, though. I mean, I know the corner is there, but you're still.
There are plenty of times when the corner would be the way to go.
Well, and you can't play it soft or nice and easy playing it to the corner because it brings the scratch and the side into play. So she's gonna have to play with low.
Right.
And when you play with low, it's gonna tighten up that pocket too. So.
Right. So yeah, definitely the side pocket is the way to go.
Yeah. She don't feel comfortable with it. She's shaking her head, even though I think that's what Eli was telling her to play. But I think the side pocket's the shot. I really do.
Yeah. She needs to make this.
Yep.
Multiple
I think
reasons,
she will.
Aside from keeping.
You just gotta not talk. She's gotta not talk herself out of it.
Yeah.
But she should make it.
I think so too. Ooh. The old foot wipe, but there it is. So now.
And here's the thing is what a lot of people don't realize is you can hit that pretty easy too because you're not having to make the 8-ball travel very far. So she hit it harder than she needed to, and she hit it full. So she hit the inside of that nipple there, but they haven't.
Yeah.
They have the break. They're down 4-3. Like I said, the last game, first and last game are always the hardest. So Murray and Scarborough are struggling getting that last one to close out the match, and it should have been over with there. Scarborough missed a shot he shouldn't have missed. But at the same time, you know, he was on the rail with the cue ball, so it's not like it's a duck, you know. It's
that made it incredibly more difficult, you know, being on the rail like that because it's tough. Plus, with that top spin from being on the rail, it pushes that 8-ball forward. And that's probably why it hit, you know, the upper point versus the bottom.
so I can see that there's a bunch of people still watching on the stream, but nobody's talking. You guys all fall asleep out there. What's going on? Also, I heard that through the grapevine that Dora Valdez is down in Boise, Idaho, playing in the Northwest Women's Tour stop. I heard that she won her. You can't hear me at all?
Now I can. It crapped out there for a minute.
Oh, how about now? You can hear me? Yeah, so I don't know how much wasn't heard there, but what I was saying is Dora Valdez playing the Northwest Women's Pool Tour stop down in Boise, Idaho at the Pocket. And they're playing on 7-footers down there. She's played in quite a few stops. She's comfortable on the 7-footers. I think the only time she's really struggled has been on the 9-footers. I'm not positive, though. But from what I heard through the grapevine is that she's won her first 4 matches, I think, and she's either in the hot seat match or going to play to go to the hot seat match. So she's representing down there, playing super strong.
Yeah, I seen her Facebook post earlier that she was there, and she does travel all around to those various events.
Yep.
And that's awesome. I always root for Dora. Not only is she cool as hell, but she is a very solid player. And maybe
That was a good shot.
some of the shots and whatnot have slipped away, but her pool knowledge is still very much alive and well, and she uses it to definitely punish players, their safety play and everything else.
Yeah.
But there's moments where, like in that Dutch Diamond tournament there, where she just got on a heater, man, and she was killing everybody. It didn't matter who she played; she was beating them all.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to find a bracket. I'll have to play around on Facebook later tonight, find a bracket for her. Cause I'd like to root her on. I know she's done well in a couple of those big tournaments. I think she took 4th in one of them. I think the Spokane tour stop they did, I think she took 4th. Pretty cool. Some of you don't know, Dora is our Queen of the Valley. She had a grueling match against Kim Miller in the Queen of the Valley tournament and ended up squeaking that one out. And she's down in Boise, Idaho, representing. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just found the bracket.
So we got Rodney Barney says he just got home from finding some stuff at the store that's going to take some more time off his life. Good job, Rodney. Ruben's driving as well, but listening in. Drive careful, guys. I'm a pro at it. I watch TV, movies, pool matches, everything while I drive, but I also do a lot of driving. So let me know who you guys are rooting for here.
On the bracket for the NWPA stop. So Dora is playing the match to go to the hot seat match.
Nice. Who's she playing? Do you know?
She is playing a Catherine Robertson.
Oh, Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe she has won the Northwest Pool Players Tour stops a couple times, a couple different locations. She's a super strong player, so that'll be a good match, I bet.
Yeah, and on the other side, Molina Ortiz is playing Jennifer Shoemaker, whichever way to pronounce it there. And Molina, she's been killing a number of those stops too.
Yeah,
so
Molina's a beast. And Jennifer Shoemaker, she plays pretty good too. I don't know if you remember King Santee, but her and King's been together a long time and play a lot of pool down there. That's their home location. I'm pretty sure that's where they play out of. So she's the hometown girl.
Oh, yeah. So she got she knows the tables and everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's always a plus.
She plays pretty good, and she's
killing it. So what I'm gonna, I went to Suzanne's Facebook page, SOS. I knew she was.
chasing stars and holding you. I can't see